안녕하세요, everyone. Yeah, let's not do that. Hey, everyone. I bet that you have been influenced by Korean culture before. Maybe it's the history, maybe it's the pop bands, maybe it's the food. But no matter where your interest in Korea comes from, there's bound to be surprises. Maybe not this type of surprise though. What's going on here, Korea? I'm talking more about the surprises that you usually find when you immerse yourself into another culture. With that being said, here are the things that surprised me the most about Korea. Now, I was excited to try authentic Korean fried chicken. But the bigger surprise for me came when I was looking for more healthier options, such as local restaurants that might have an unfortunate name from the perspective of English speakers. In these restaurants, the main dish is usually accompanied by side dishes. If you're unfamiliar with how dining out at a restaurant works in Canada or the US, let me break it down for you. First, you order food, which you hopefully enjoy because if you don't, you're going to regret it. After they slap on the taxes, and then the tips, and then the service charge, and another random additional charge because why not? You probably won't even notice it while it's being buried under the other additional fees. And the end result is a depressingly expensive bill. On the other hand, for restaurants here in Korea, you pay the price that's stated in the menu. You get random food in addition to the food that you ordered. You will probably get the chance to make small talk with the employees and owner if you look friendly enough. And they also give you free back massages. Yeah, I'm just kidding, they don't give you free back massages. But you can understand why I was so pleasantly surprised when I had my first meal in Korea. And for the rest of my trip here, I did not have a single bad experience. The attitude towards hiking in Korea really stood out to me as well. Normally, when I plan out my trips, I make hiking a key focus in my destinations. But I find that in some countries, hiking is not that possible or popular. Luckily for me, Korea does not fit that description. It is rare for large cities to have so many different types of trails available to them. And I'm sure that's one of the reasons why I saw so many other people head into the trails as well. Some of them are best enjoyed at certain times, such as nighttime, while others focus on giving you a taste of Korean culture and history while you enjoy the trail. And to make matters better, Korea has a pretty nice public transit system as well. It's pretty affordable and fast, but there's one important thing you should know. Google Maps and Apple Maps really let me down in Korea. Restaurants especially have a bad habit of not updating their information on Google Maps and Apple Maps. For navigation, locals recommended me to use Naver Maps instead. Also, keep in mind that due to the popularity of hiking here, there are many different levels of trails. So think twice before attempting a trail that looks dangerous, or else... yeah. Korea is also the country where I noticed the most amount of elderly people on the trail, who just so happen to be insanely fit. How are they not struggling with the elevation? And speaking of elevation, Korea is the first country I've seen where they just decided to just integrate their cities into the mountains. Unfortunately, that means a lot of attractions will come with a mini hike, basically. You want to see the North Seoul Tower? There's a hike involved. You want to see a traditional Korean village? Not without an upwards incline, of course. You want to see some temples? You guessed it, there's a mini hike. It's pretty interesting to see the cities of Korea from above. And it makes me wonder why they chose to settle like this. I always thought it was not ideal to settle in between the mountains. But these guys managed to make it work. If you happen to know if the reason is strategical, logistical, or something else, let me know in the comments. I, for one, am glad they chose to do that. It means that a trip to the mountain is never more than an hour away. Compared to other developed countries, I felt that Korea was actually quite affordable. Hostels for me cost on average $20 a night, and hotels cost on average $60 a night. Food would cost me anywhere from $6 to $30 per meal, depending on where you eat. Just like other countries, eating at smaller local restaurants tends to be cheaper. A lot of attractions are free as well, or very cheap, usually the cultural and historic ones. And if you're bored, I would recommend going out to see why hiking is so popular in Korea. It's free, the scenery is nice, and you'll probably meet some stray cats on the way. The last thing that surprised me is something that I'm not entirely sure of, so I want to know if you guys agree or disagree too. Normally, I find it quite easy to blend in with other tourists, despite not being the most fashionably dressed, as I pack clothing mainly for hiking when I go backpacking. But Korea is the country where I felt like there was the heaviest emphasis on fashion, as well as beauty and skincare in general. I often saw streets like this, where you would just have beauty store after beauty store after beauty store lined up next to each other. I also remember seeing on social media posts about how extreme the beauty standards in Korea can be. But I feel like I did not stay in Korea long enough to get a proper feeling for it. And although the locals all looked like they were prepping to go to a fashion show, it was actually this lady that impressed me the most, who I can only assume is delivering food of some sort. When it was finally time for me to leave Korea, I could only wish that I stayed longer. It was definitely one of the countries that gave me the most surprises. It really was everything that I expected it to be, and more. Thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in what my favorite hikes in Korea were, then consider subscribing to stay tuned. I also plan to talk about my time in Taiwan next. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.